my respected elders, believers, Muslims, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على
Brothers, I would ask that you fill the first row. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmadu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu. Na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Wa ma yahdillaha fala mudilla lahu. وما يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبثاها منهم رجالا كثيرا والنساء واتقوا الله الذي تصلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم وما يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. That is, all praises are due to Allah, the cherisher, the sustainer, the guardian, evolver of all the worlds. We praise Him, we beseech Him for help and ask Him for His protection, and we seek refuge in Allah from the mischief of our own minds and from the evil consequences of our deeds. Whomsoever Allah Ta'ala guides, there is none who can lead him or her astray, and whomsoever Allah Ta'ala leads astray, there is no one that can guide them aright. I openly testify and bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the seal of the Anbiya, he is the seal of the Rasuls. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla for His protection forever to be on our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala then addresses mankind. Ya ayyuhan nasu, O mankind, reverence your guardian Lord who created you from a single person and created from him its like nature, his mate, and from them both scattered many men, countless men and women. Allah Ta'ala reminds us to reverence Him, through whom we demand our mutual rights or our rights over each other as brothers and sisters in this deen of Islam, as Muslims. And Allah Ta'ala also reminds us to reverence the wombs that bore us. And remember that Allah Azza wa Jal is a watcher over you. Then Allah Ta'ala in His hikmah comes back and addresses the believers. Ya ayyuhal ladina, O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared and die not except in the state of Islam. O you who believe, fear Allah and always speak a word to the right, that He may make your conduct whole and sound, and forgive all of us our sins. He that obeys Allah and the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has achieved victory in this life and in the hereafter. Sadaqullah, Sadaqullah Azim. Dear beloved Muslims, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Ramadan Mubarak. We thank Allah Azza wa Jal for blessing us with another day of life. We thank Allah Ta'ala for giving us back our souls and allowing us to rise this morning, praising and glorifying Him. We thank Allah Ta'ala for giving us the ability to call on Him in all difficulties and in all ease, and to remember Him likewise. We ask Allah Ta'ala to forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins, have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter, save us from the torment of the grave and the punishment of the fire. Ameen. Dear beloved Muslims, on last week we spoke about the purification of the heart. And it's reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, indeed so and so prays at night but steals in the morning. The Prophet ﷺ said, if that man prayed in the day as well as he did in the night, it would prevent him from stealing in the day. When we take this into consideration, dear beloved Muslims, the purification of the heart is the beginning to understanding what our Islam is. And once we have the foundation of our Islam, then we can move upward just a little bit to get the foundation of our Iman, our faith. And you know, this word goes around a lot. Iman, to have faith, to believe in Allah, to believe in the books, and to believe in the angels, and to believe in the Anbiya, the prophets, and the Rasuls of Allah Azza wa Jal. And may Allah Ta'ala's blessings be on all of them. But that concept of Iman is a big concept. Iman not only means to believe or have security, it also means to have an assurance, to have, well, you can say insurance and assurance, that nothing happens without Allah Ta'ala's permission. And if you have an assurity of heart, brings upon purification of the heart, you will understand your Islam. Your Iman will then begin as individuals. It doesn't work for the same for everybody. But on an individual basis, as you want to approach Allah Ta'ala, those things of Iman becomes more clear to you and how you can elevate yourself in Iman. So, let's get into this, because I only got a few minutes. It is reported by Ibn Qayyim, radiallahu anhu, that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent with the message intended for every responsible being in Allah's creation. Likewise, his message was for the general public and exclusive of all issues of life and religion, both general principles and details. Just as no one is outside the scope of his message, likewise the ruling or judgment of which the nation has a need is outside the scope of his message or not explained fully by his message. Reported by Ibn Taymiyyah, said that the entire deen falls upon two testimonies. Since their meaning is that we should worship none but Allah and that we obey his messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the entire deen of Islam consists of this: worship of Allah by obedience to his messenger. Every issue which is required or loved by Allah falls under obeying Allah and his messenger. Check this out. It is impossible. Let's get this straight quickly. We are in the month of Ramadan, correct? We are in the 10 days of forgiveness, correct? How is it that we can gain any understanding on our own by not understanding what the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us? We cannot. How to approach Allah, how to pray to Allah, how to give ourselves to Allah, all of that understanding come through the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Of our own selves, dear beloved Muslims, and I'm including myself in this, everybody in here, we have no knowledge but what Allah Ta'ala has given us. And that's one of the biggest things that we as Muslims have to realize. We can have, each and every one of us can have understanding of certain things, and we can have knowledge of certain things. But knowledge or ilm without hikmah or without wisdom is no knowledge, useful knowledge at all. So that's why Iman is of utmost principle in Islam and how we direct our faith towards Allah Azza wa Jal. All issues of Allah's attributes and names must be taken back before, both to affirm and deny that which Allah has said about himself, and that which his holy last messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us about him. These sources cannot be neglected in favor of those who forge lies about Allah and speak about that which they do not know. Okay. In colloquial language, if we are being truthful, we have to all admit that at one time or another, either in the transition of coming to Islam, if we happen to be in another deen before Islam, if you was in of the Akil Kitab, if you was Christian or you was atheist or you was agnostic, whatever, either you took that journey or by the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal, you had parents that was Muslims, and then you, on an individual basis, took your testimony and bared witness that Allah is Allah and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Right? Okay. On that principle alone, there is an understanding that the attributes of Allah is who Allah Ta'ala is. In other words, one time or another in our minds, we ask the question, who is Allah? That's human nature. We ask the question, and may Allah Ta'ala protect us from our minds going in shirk or disbelief, because it can't go there unless the heart is not purified. But we ask the question, how can Allah exist before everything? So sometimes in those questions comes about the mind and the self now trying to wrestle with that particular equation. And the equation is beyond us. Remember, what did the Yahoo tell Moses? Musa alayhi salatu salam. After all of the miracles that Musa alayhi salatu salam showed them, they was like, come on, Musa. You know, you showed us this, you split the Red Sea, you did this, that, and the other. But man, look, we ain't going to believe, you know, what you're talking about until you show us Allah in the flesh. A'udhu billah. Man has always wanted to see Allah Ta'ala in his own eyesight. That's why in the books before the Quran, in Genesis, it says that Allah made man in his own image. What does that do? Two things. It gives you a false perception of Allah Azza wa Jal. Then it gives you, in that falsity, it gives you a perception, okay, now I got to color this picture. I got to put color to Allah. I got to put eyes to Allah. I got to put hands to Allah. So what that does is say, okay, we have a being that's over us, but we are similar. We can be gods ourselves. Astaghfirullah. This is why the 99 names of Allah Azza wa Jal, his attributes, Ya Ghafur, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahman, Ya Latif, Ya Aziz. Right? Mutakabir. All of these attributes of Allah Ta'ala can only be explained by Allah Ta'ala. If any of us at any time try to minimize those attributes of Allah, we are then interpreting our own iman for our need, for our pleasure. So therefore, we approach Allah Ta'ala on our own basis. I'll get to salat when I want to get to salat. I'll fast when I want to fast. Right? I'll give sadaqah when I want to give sadaqah. Allah knows my heart. A'udhu billah. That is the worst thing a believer can ever say. That Allah Ta'ala knows your heart. Because we don't say it in the context that Allah knows that my intentions are good. We say it in a contention of arrogance. Because when I'm wrong, yeah, I didn't mean that, but Allah knows my heart. A'udhu billah. Because that's going to be one of the testimonies on us on the day of Qiyamah. Brothers, please move up. So, Muslims must take the position that Allah's attributes must not be taken out of context, that how Allah describes himself is as Allah is. We cannot add anything or take anything from it, because of which, and also of that, the Prophet ﷺ told us. Otherwise, we can vicariously listen to our nafs or to other people that do not have or want Quranic or even Sunnah understanding. Let's be honest. There are some of us that say we believe in the Quran, but we debate about the Sunnah, right? There's no debate, really, because Allah Ta'ala gives Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam such a clean slate, because he says, for surely this messenger of yours do not speak of his own desires. Everything that he speaks is inspired by Allah Azza wa Jalla. So if that's the case, then how is it? It's just like, I put it more on a simpler basis. There is no Iman without Sunnah Salat. You just can't make your father Salat and not make Sunnahs. And say that you are following the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's impossible. Because then you are abrogating what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us, and then you go on debate, well, it's Sunnah, so that means I don't have to do it. A'udhu billah, that is not the case. It is imperative on us. The Prophet ﷺ said, pray as you see me pray, right? So if the Prophet ﷺ said, pray as you see me pray, if the Prophet made sunnah, that means we need to make sunnahs. How is it that we can develop an attitude to come to salat, and as soon as salat is over, we up, we out. We don't dhikr, we don't call Allah's attributes, we don't send salawats on the Prophet ﷺ, and we just get up. Well, Raqeeb, the Quran said, after the prayer, before the prayer, leave off traffic and trade. As soon as it's finished, you go back to your traffic and trade. Heck, traffic and trade ain't going nowhere. But your soul is. So how do you see your Iman? How do you see your faith? How do you see Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because as quiet as kept, dear beloved Muslims, my respected elders, brothers and sisters, as you see Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is truly your version of how you see Allah as a wajah. Because if you see Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as an obedient servant to Allah Ta'ala, you would want to be an obedient servant of Allah Ta'ala. Therefore, it injects your heart with purity of faith. And those people that do not want Quranic or Sunnah understanding of who Allah Ta'ala is, therefore keeping our faith and or our obedience in our back pocket, making ourselves gods. Listen, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any man, because it's an incumbent on us to come to Jumah, any man that missed more than 3 consecutive Jumahs, the Prophet ﷺ said that you have taken your Islam and threw it at your backside. This backside, not your upper back, your lower back. And then there's another version of that hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said that for every Jum'ah after the 3rd Jum'ah, Allah Ta'ala puts black spots on your heart. Until you're black, then the blackness becomes so prevail in your heart that your whole heart is blackened. And Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran that once your heart becomes blackened, He darkens it, He hardens it. And only Him can release the hardness of your heart. Dear beloved Muslims, I remind myself as I remind you, especially in these days, that we are asking for forgiveness. Know what you are asking for forgiveness for. Know what you are trying to improve on yourself. Know what you are trying to obtain from Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala says in Hadith Qudsi that I am to the believer as he or she sees me. So how do you see Allah Ta'ala? How do you see your Iman? That's why when you come to the house of Allah, you should come with some spirit. You should come with some vigor. Last week I was a little under the weather. First thing Abdullah said to me, hey man, you ain't had no energy up there. Because this thing makes you excited. Because we either go on to Jannah or we go on to Jahannam. And we have no one to blame but ourselves. If the Prophet ﷺ has given us heart. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins. Have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala keep us in the company of those who fear Allah and fear His wrath and want His pleasure and the opportunity to go back home. May Allah Ta'ala strengthen the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala forgive the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala give victory to the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala protect the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala make our children better Muslims than we. May Allah Ta'ala give them the heart to go forth fi sabilillah without doubt or shame. أقول هذا واستغفر الله وأليكم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Sadaqallahu Azim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Dear beloved Muslims, we conclude, because I ain't trying to hold you hostage. And maybe that's a bad word for Muslims, right? Holding y'all hostage. I don't want nobody to go up there and call ICE or the FBI, so I'm going to let you go. Inshallah, may Allah Ta'ala accept the goodness of what we do. You know, in conclusion, I want to give you two things. You know, there's in the Quran and Surah As-Safat where we say, Subhana Rabbika Rabbi Alla Izzati Amma Yasifun wa Salamu ala al-Mushtaleen Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You know, the word Izzah, or Izzah, Al-Izzati, right? I was talking about that. That's a noun derived from the same root as tasbih, which denotes declaration of Allah's freedom and all of his defects. That Allah has no defects. This is the true understanding of Iman. See, once you get past the, I don't want to say the elementary level, but the starting point, let's say the starting point of belief in Allah, belief in his books, belief in the messengers, belief in the malaika, belief in the qadr, the predestination. Once you get past all of that, then now you have to use the attributes of Allah in order to understand who Allah Ta'ala is. And you can't take that out of context. So this word, al-izzati or izzah, it means not only strength, power, it means dominion and control. Now, be honest, this is what they call a rhetorical question. How many of us in here really think that we got control? Come on, be honest. You be driving your car, man, I got control of this, right? Until somebody hits you. Like where he came from. I ain't even see it, right? Or, what happens if, because I know I do it. I've never owned a wallet in my life until my wife bought me a wallet, right? So, I carry my wallet all the time now, right? I got my cards in there, I got my ID in there. Before, I just had a rubber band. I was, influenced by the South, the brothers in the South. So brothers in the South never had a wallet, so they take a rubber band, wrap all their cards around, so when they go in their pocket, they pull out, pop, and they got to go through all their cards. So I used to do that, right? So one day I lost all those cards. Lost my natural mind because I thought I was in control. Break it down even more simplistically. Who wakes you up in the morning? Who takes your soul when you're asleep? Who gives you the ability to go to the bathroom? Who is giving you the ability now to blink your eyes? Who's giving you the ability to hear, to see, to taste? You know, because I know some of y'all wait. It's like it's almost 2 o'clock, man. We got 6 more hours. So you can break out fast. Well, who's to say you're going to be there to break it? How much control do we really have, and how much do we really own? All the material things we have. You think you own that, right? You really think you got that? SubhanAllah. Let me read you a story. You know I like to tell stories, and I will conclude. I know some of y'all looking at that clock up there. That clock fast. So I just want y'all to know that. All right? That clock is fast. This is a story between Adam and Musa, alayhi salatu salam. Right? There's a lot of stories, man. I'm telling you, you need to read the Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us so much. May Allah Ta'ala give him the highest point in Jannah Firdaus. And may Allah Ta'ala bless us to be in the company of the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But this story takes place between Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and Musa. So Adam disputed with Musa. Right? So Adam said, or Musa said to Adam, "Oh Adam, you are the father of the human race. Allah created you with his hand, blew into you with his El-Qudus Ruh, and made his angels prostrate to you. Why did you expel yourself and us from the garden?" So basically, if you read the story of Musa, I truly believe Musa was from Abyssinia. I really do. Yeah, it don't make no difference, but because of his attitude and the people that he had to deal with, Musa was rough. So anybody that would punch the eye out of an angel, he got to be, he got to be one of my brothers for real. But anyway, so Musa said, "Look, man, why you got yourself expelled and therefore got us expelled?" Right? After Allah gave you all that and told the angels to bow to you. So Adam retorts. He said, "You are Musa, from Allah favored with his speech, and wrote for you the Torah with his own hand. So tell me, by how many years before my creation did you find it written about me?" Then Adam disobeyed his Lord and got lost. So Adam is quoting to Musa what Allah Ta'ala says of him in the Quran. That Adam disobeyed and he got lost, or he forgot. Right? So Musa said, think about 40 years. Then Adam retorted, alayhi salatu wasalam, and said, "How did then you blame me for something which Allah had decreed for me before my recreation by 40 years?" Musa then said, alayhi salatu wasalam, "And so Adam, you right. I ain't got nothing else to say. I got to give it to you in our language." But basically, Musa didn't have anything to say. Because the conversation is basically, Adam is asking Musa, "How you going to get mad at me for something that was written before I was even created? But Allah gave you something that he didn't give me. But your people still acted up and you acted up. Didn't you punch the angel of death eye out? Didn't you tell the angel to go back to Allah and tell him you wasn't ready to go? How you going to come question me about this while I get expelled? Ain't that what we do? How you going to do such and such and such a thing, man? Well, look, man, you pointing the finger at me. I think in the Bible it talks about those who live in glass houses, right? Don't be the one to cast the first stone. Dear beloved Muslims, in conclusion, if Allah Ta'ala is giving us this story about the Prophet Adam and the Prophet Musa, everything that befalls us is decreed. Everything that comes to us is decreed. If pain comes to us, if sickness comes to us, if anything comes to us, it was already written before creation was made. The only thing we have to do is submit. The qadr of Allah Ta'ala is consistent. But only those who dispute with their own nafs dispute with their Lord. And how arrogant can man be when he dispute with his Lord? May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins. Have mercy on our souls in this life and the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala truly, truly forgive us. May Allah Ta'ala truly, truly answer our du'as. May Allah Ta'ala truly, truly save us from the fitna. May Allah Ta'ala truly give victory to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala truly, truly protect the women and the children of Islam. May Allah Ta'ala truly protect the innocent in this world from the forces of the Taghut and the Zionists and the Kuffar. May Allah Ta'ala remove the animosity between nations of Muslims, that we can come together under the banner of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Dear beloved Muslims, if we do not ask for these things right now, Allah Ta'ala will have no mercy on us in the hereafter, because we refuse to show mercy to each other. Dear beloved Muslims, just like we are in this month of Ramadan, and we are trying to freshen the air, and we are trying to change the spirit of this masjid. The only thing that we can do is to be more obedient to Allah Azza wa Jal and more adhering to the Sunnah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is our decree. This is what we mean when we say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Nothing is coming before it, and nothing is coming afterward. It is, as you say, what it is. Dear beloved Muslims, give to the masjid. Allow us to build this new house of Allah. We have so many things that we want to do in this new masjid. We want to be not only a benefit to the Muslims, we want to be a benefit to the community. There's several of us, including myself, that have our degrees in counseling. The Muslims need counseling in the sense of drug abuse, in the sense of spousal abuse. We need shelters for our women. We need shelters for our children. If we don't take care of ourselves and feed ourselves for the sake of Allah, then how are we following the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? We need to have our own halal businesses. We need to have our own industries. Do not think that we cannot do it. If you think that you cannot do it, you will be defeated before you even start. It is either do or do not do. Don't try. Ain't that what Yoda said to Luke?
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قام الصلاة وقد قام الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. MashaAllah, brothers, we ask you to stick around a little bit right after the prayer. We got a brother that want to take Shahada. So you all want to witness this because this can speak for you on the day of judgment, because every letter of the Arabiya for Allah Ta'ala's pleasure that this brother says from this time forward will speak for us all as a hasana on the day of Qiyamah. Brothers, make sure that your lines are straight. Excuse me. Make sure, sisters, that you are covered properly. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها والنفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
The driveway on the end of the street by the bike trail, there's a silver truck and a black car. But please don't park in front of the neighbor's driveway. We've been asked this a number of times. We just came here. I know some of us time we running late or sometimes we early want to get a good spot. That is not the spot. Even at night, don't park in front of this driveway, please. We're going to try to put 2 cones there so we can know don't park in front of the neighbor's driveway.
MashaAllah. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all and have mercy on our souls. Dear beloved Muslims, who's the brother that want to take the Shahada? Come on up. Listen, Muslims, remember that Allah Ta'ala is watching all of us. And remember that our duty is to Allah and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I want y'all to remember this. You know, we asked you all to help us with this project for the masjid. And we asked, you always go to the masjid and you said, brothers asking you to give, asking you to give. But the money that Allah Ta'ala bless you with, you can't even spend that money unless you give it in the path of Allah Ta'ala first. That is the sunnah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And anything that we can do in the path of Allah Ta'ala, we're going to rush to do it. So I ask you all to help me, help us, help this community establish this, because I'm telling you, on the day of resurrection, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, some of us are going to be looking around for some different hasanas to fill that scale. Now look, this brother, look what Allah Ta'ala has given us in Ramadan, in the days of forgiveness. Somebody is bearing witness that Allah is God. Takbir. My brother, what's your name? DeMarcus. What's happening, man? What's up? What's happening? Yeah, how many left? Ain't nobody coercing you to do this, son. Nobody forcing you. You do on your own will, mashallah. I'm going to say it in Arabic, phrase by phrase, and I want you to repeat after me, and then after that, we're going to say it in English. Okay? You ready? Now, I know there's some differences of opinion. Some people want you to hold up the one finger. Let me get a show of hands. Anybody want to hold up their index finger? Okay, brothers want you to hold up there. There you go. See, I'm easy. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Takbir! 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 Brothers, greet this man as your brother in the deen, in the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala give us what he got, because his book is erased. We still coming with some scribble-scrabble that we're going to help. Who's going to wish this going to be covered up on the day of judgment? MashaAllah.
Congratulations to our new brother, alhamdulillah. We also wanted to mention there's a dinner, complimentary, free iftar dinner here every night. Everyone is invited, alhamdulillah. Also, Tarawih prayer here nightly. We're encouraging everyone to come out. We will complete the Quran next Saturday, inshallah. We hope to see all of you and your families for Khutbah of the Quran next Saturday evening.
MashaAllah, assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Our fundraiser, the Masjid fundraiser is next week, next Friday, after Jumah, MashaAllah, and after Iftar. If you plan on going out of town, especially those of us that are visiting from LA, then I expect your donations today. Or you can take a card and mail it back. MashaAllah. We take American Express, Visa, MasterCard, what's that other one? Blue and black. Stop the laugh. That's not love, man.
I need some help getting through these people that I need some help. I need some help getting through these people that are playing.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Was you praying? Yeah, he was praying. He was finishing up.